Alright, y'all. We finna get into some Kai Cenat streaming university. Let's go.
The people that genuinely feel like it was a waste of time wasn't really there for the right reasons, in my opinion, bro. Even though I didn't get a chance to meet Kai himself or even step into the building, I still took it upon myself to take advantage of the environment and really make content, really go network.
All these streamers went to these streamer university auditions thinking that they were genuinely going to get accepted into streamer university by auditioning in person, when that's just simply not the case. I see so
Hey, my bad for, you know what I'm saying, stopping this shit. But look, man, these motherfuckers stood in line, and most of these motherfuckers ain't streamed since last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You gotta be consistent with this shit, bro. Like, what are you doing out here? But look, whole time though, it's fucked up though, because Kai Cenat, you know what I'm saying, bro, these motherfuckers out in the woods with the wolves, like the unknown motherfuckers. Like, prime example of, like, if I was to get in that motherfucker, I'm in there with the wolves. Like, and get your ass out the way. They gonna treat my ass.
many clips of people complaining about, oh, I've been stuck in this room all day. Oh, I've been waiting in line for 2 days.
Like, people are making videos, oh, I never got to see him, or I was standing in line and all this or whatever. But I'm like, bro, if you was smart, you would literally connect with the people in the stream, in the line, no matter who it is, because you don't know who you're gonna meet.
I love Kai Cenat, you know, he's the biggest freaking streamer. I love him, I want to see him, and I want to glaze him off so hard.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, fuck all that. I ain't waiting in line for shit. Nigga, I'm getting it out the mud. Fuck all that.
Streamer University may have quietly raised questions about one of the biggest issues in streaming right now. Over the past few days, there have been plenty of complaints online from young aspiring streamers about what happened during the Streamer University auditions. Some were reportedly demanding to see Kai, others got frustrated after not being selected, and a few even left the area in a chaotic state that had people comparing it to a disaster scene. And while everyone keeps debating whether Kai handled the auditions the right way, I think a lot of people are missing the bigger picture here. For anyone who has not been following it, Streamer University is Kai's event, where aspiring creators and streamers get a chance to be chosen and learn from some of the biggest names in streaming, including Kai Cenat himself, AMP members like Duke Dennis, and the rest of the.
Hey, man, I bet you all them keys is duplicates. They don't go to shit. I guarantee you. I fucking guarantee you.
You already know those names, and honestly, getting picked could be life-changing. We are talking about a rare opportunity that could open major doors in streaming and bring in serious money. Ray even said that in the previous Streamer University, he was pulling in around $100,000 in just 2 days because of the exposure he got.
I make 100 bands.
No!
On God. I'm streaming you, I make 100 bands 3 days.
How wild is that? So when Kai announced that Streamer University auditions were officially happening, thousands of aspiring streamers showed up fast, hoping this could be their break into something bigger. The setup was pretty straightforward. If you wanted a spot, you could come in person and try to convince Kai and his team that you deserved a chance. On paper, that sounds fair enough. But once more and more people started arriving at the audition site, the lines reportedly got out of control. Some people were there before sunrise, and others even stayed outside overnight just to stay in the mix. All of that for a brief incident at impressing Kai for a few minutes.
I love Kai Cenat, you know, he's the biggest freaking streamer. I love him, I want to see him, and I want to glaze him off so hard. I want to get into Streamer University and stuff.
And this is where the issue seemed to start.
Weird.
Because the auditions quickly shifted into something very different. Now, to be fair, not every complaint coming from the crowd sounded unreasonable. Some of the frustration was easy to understand. The main concern, according to online discussion, was that bigger streamers and Kai's friends appeared to be moving ahead while smaller creators were left waiting for hours. And that really changed the mood fast. That kind of setup is exactly why people online started paying so much attention. Because once the wait gets long and the process starts feeling uneven, the whole moment can turn from exciting to frustrating really fast. And from what viewers were saying, that frustration was not just about being turned away. It was about the feeling that the system itself was not being handled in a way that felt clear or consistent. So now, the conversation has gone beyond just one audition day. It has become a bigger debate about fairness, access, and how these huge creator events should be organized when so many hopeful streamers are depending on them. Some people saw it as part of the pressure that comes with a high-profile opportunity, while others felt the reaction from the crowd showed there was a real communication problem. Either way, the online discussion around it has stayed loud, And that is why this moment keeps getting replayed and picked apart.
It's like discouraging, bro, when like, I don't know, people with motion can just skip and then like go to the front, bro, and not have to suffer, you know what I'm saying?
From what people online were saying, it seemed like the ones who got inside were either already at the venue by around 9:20 a.m. or had VIP access,
Bro.
while everyone's still waiting out.
I mean, we all know what I'm saying, Kai Cenat Friends was already VIP. You know what I'm saying? Like 30, it's only 20 slots left. Real shit, chat. Like, come on, man. That's one thing though. Like, it's cool that he doing it, trying to like help people. But at the same time, it seems like, damn, is you really, really helping people? Because I don't know, it seems like you getting a bigger, you know what I'm saying? You getting all the money out of this shit for real. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's nothing wrong with you getting the money, but let motherfuckers know, like, you know, like, yeah, man, it's only like at least 20 slots left. So if y'all want to come out here, like, hey, I'm just saying though, it's kind of bogus though, Chad.
Outside after that cutoff was turned away. Some critics felt Kai put people in a tough spot and suggested the whole thing might have been better handled online instead. A lot of the frustration, according to viewers, came from the idea that the event seemed to favor bigger names and more recognizable streamers. Imagine showing up at 6 o'clock in the morning, then watching someone walk right past you and hundreds of others. It is easy to see why that would upset people. And that was not the only complaint. Some streamers claimed they had been waiting there for more than 8 hours without even getting a chance to meet Kai, while others said the process felt disorganized and confusing, with much of the criticism being aimed at Kai.
Humans in a classroom for 5 hours, bro. I was getting pushed. My cameraman, Eve, was getting pushed, shoved. Bro had to fight somebody for the spot. And then the motherfuckers that were just there first, they just get at the end. And then Lacey comes back, all these they just come get their fucking clips. And that's it.
People were getting impatient.
Man, you got folks crying and shit. That shit crazy, Chad, man. Damn.
And began posting videos on social media, explaining why they felt the auditions were unfair. If you only saw those clips, you would probably come away thinking Kai was handling the whole event badly. And honestly, one criticism that does deserve a closer look is the line skipping issue. Maybe there were VIP passes or some other kind of access system in place, but I cannot say for sure. That is just my take. And before getting into the main point, I also want to make it clear that I'm not trying to defend Kai here. I'm just pointing out what seems obvious to me, even if a lot of people are missing this side of the situation. Once you look a little deeper, some of these complaints start to lose a bit of weight. And this is where some viewers may not agree with me. First, nobody was promised a spot. And more importantly, nobody was guaranteed a meeting with Kai. That is the part a lot of people seem to overlook. Kai never said every person who showed up would be interviewed. He was offering an audition opportunity, and that was the extent of it. In fact, Lacey also pointed out that simply showing up in person does not automatically improve anyone's chances of being selected.
All these streamers went to these Streamer University auditions thinking that they were genuinely going to get accepted into Streamer University by auditioning in person, when that's just simply not the case. I see so many clips of people complaining about, oh, I've been stuck in this room all day. Oh, I've been waiting in line for 2 days. First off, Kai never told anybody to wait in line. They waited in line by their own will.
Which makes sense when you think about it, because Kai himself has said that he can already tell who is being consistent and who is not. And if you have been on TikTok, you may have seen Kai reposting videos from people who auditioned online, which gave viewers the impression that he really is paying attention to those aspiring streamers. He appears to be watching who is actually putting in the work. And that is where the conversation gets a little more layered, because once people online started separating emotion from the actual setup, the whole situation looked different. A lot of the backlash seemed to come from the moment itself, feeling intense and messy, not necessarily from proof that the process was meant to be unfair. That does not erase the frustration though. For the people standing outside, it probably felt like time, effort, and expectation were all building up with nowhere to go. And in online discussions, that kind of disappointment can quickly turn into a bigger story, especially when a high-profile creator event is involved. At the same time, as some viewers pointed out, that visibility does not always mean favoritism. In a crowded creator space, being noticed, being reposted, or being remembered can matter just as much as showing up in person. So for supporters of Kai's approach, the argument is that the auditions were never meant to be a guaranteed pass, only a chance to be seen. That is why people keep coming back to this moment. It is not just about who got in or who did not. It is about how audiences react when an opportunity feels huge, but the rules around it do not feel fully clear.
Right now, the most important thing is online applications, okay? I'm literally seeing everything related to streaming you. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm staying up all night, looking through everything. If you didn't submit an application online to the website, make sure you do that. I'm watching everything. If you ain't consistent, or you never been consistent, or it's your first time you're trying to get into streaming, unfortunately, you're not coming. I want to see you. I want to see people that's dedicated, grinding, and going crazy, all right?
So being accepted was never just about showing up.
I mean, he telling the sauce, though. He grind, consistent. You know what I'm saying? Dedication, you know. He giving the sauce, he giving the game, shit.
In person, meeting Kai, and handing him a sheet of paper while hoping for the best. It was about much more than that, and that detail seems to be getting lost in the online reaction. And when it comes to applications, some people apparently were not even putting real effort into those. Kai made it clear that AI-generated posters and applications were not going to be accepted in the audition process, which only added another layer to the discussion.
Yeah, I'm doing AI posters, your ass is not coming.
And even with all that talk going on, one streamer still apparently chose to lean on AI. According to the way Kai described it, the submissions seemed to be mostly AI-generated. And once it started looking questionable, he had to bring in his AI checker just to verify what he was seeing.
Yo, bitch.
That's not AI. It's not AI. It's just high vocabulary.
It's heavily AI generated.
I use it. I use it the source.
So
I swear, it's not AI. I paraphrase. That's what I did because I want to be great. I want to inspire the youth.
No. It says heavy. Get your ass the fuck out of here. You look heavy like an AI flyer, ain't it? Go get his ass out of here.
What is going on?
Oh, that's the niggas saying in the streaming university. They already picked.
Bro, to stand out, you can't be doing this. This is what everybody's doing. It all looks the same.
He is basically proving the point here, because imagine trying to convince people that you are a hardworking creator while letting a bot do the heavy lifting for you. The whole idea behind Streamer University is supposed to be about showing creativity and effort.
For sure.
And yet some people, according to online chatter, may not have been bothered to put together their own applications. So when creators complain that the auditions were unfair, it makes me think there is a bigger question at play. From what has been seen so far, a lot of people seem to spend more energy criticizing the opportunity than showing why they should have been picked. But the strongest sign that Streamer University may have raised questions about a laziness issue has nothing to do with the applications at all. It has to do with what some people were doing once they got there. Lacey was right when he said that a lot of these streamers basically showed they could not make content in that environment. And that is where the criticism really starts to shift. Because once people began watching how some of the attendees handled the space, the conversation moved from simple disappointment to actual performance. Online, a few viewers argued that this was not just about being selected, but about whether certain people could stay focused, adapt, and create something once they were inside the room. That is why this whole discussion keeps.
Hey, he remind me of that. What's that damn scary movie? It's a horror movie. Motherfucking damn, with that clown in it. Shit. Not it. It ain't it. Fuck. Shit, it's in my head, chat. It's in my motherfucking head.
Sticking around. It is less about one messy moment and more about what it suggests to audiences watching from the outside, especially when a creator event is supposed to reward effort, preparation, and originality. When people feel like those basics are missing, the reaction online gets louder fast. And from there, the debate only gets more pointed, because it raises a bigger question about who was really ready for the opportunity in the first place.
All these streamers are in one place in a room. Instead of complaining about waiting and being there, network, talk to other streamers, create content, prove that you can create content in that space. All these streamers that are now complaining about, oh, I didn't get in, I didn't get to do this, I just waited in this room for 6 hours, sitting in.
Yep, there it is. Yep, figured. Yep, Terrifier. He looked like the goddamn Terrifier. That's what it is.
Rooms with other streamers. You just proved you can't create content in that environment. Literally, like, you just proved that. by sitting there complaining and then blaming.
Think about that for a second. Being surrounded by thousands of creators and streamers all around you, and somehow a lot of people's strategy was just to stand in one place for 8 hours and complain. If you put streamers who are truly hungry for success in that environment, they would probably walk away with enough content for an entire month. They could be interviewing random creators, taking on challenges, making short form videos, and filming YouTube videos. I honestly thought that would be obvious, but a lot of them were literally doing nothing except standing in line. So you really could not come up with a single video idea? At that point, according to online reaction, the issue is not Kai, it is a lack of creativity. Some people seem to treat Streamer University like a job interview, while others looked at it like a content opportunity, and that difference says a lot. What makes it even more interesting is that even if someone did not get picked, they still could have walked away with something valuable. They could leave with content, new connections, followers, and even money if they were actually creating while they were there. Because if a creator cannot find a way to make content at one of the biggest streamer gatherings, what exactly are they going to do if they actually get accepted into Streamer University? Most smaller streamers spend years trying to find the right creators to collaborate with. So having Streamer University put everyone in the same place should have been a huge advantage. But according to online discussion, a lot of people acted like the only person worth talking to was Kai. And that is exactly what Deshae pointed out.
Like, people were making fucking videos, oh, I never got to see him, or I was standing in line and all this or whatever. But I'm like, bro, if you was smart, you would literally connect with the people in the stream, in the line, no matter who it is, because you don't know who you're gonna meet.
He basically said that if someone spent the whole day waiting around just to meet Kai instead of connecting with other creators, then they may have missed the real point. And honestly, that take does make sense. A lot of people were acting like one quick conversation with him was the only thing standing between them and success. But the Streamer University auditions seem to have been about much more than that. Online commentary has kept pointing out that it was a rare chance to network, meet other streamers, and build future collaborations, especially since Kai obviously cannot bring everybody in. And as the auditions kept going, things apparently started getting a little out of hand. People were said to be camping outside overnight, with some even sleeping on the pavement. At one point, police reportedly had to step in because a few attendees were said to have refused to leave the area and were determined to stay until they got a chance to see Kai. And that is exactly why the online reaction has not really cooled down. For a lot of viewers, this was never just about a single event going a little sideways. It was about what happens when expectation, pressure, and opportunity all collide in one crowded space. Some people online argued that the whole situation exposed a bigger divide between creators who were ready to make the most of the moment and those who seemed stuck waiting for attention to come to them. That is why the criticism kept circling back to preparation, networking, and using the room wisely. In the eyes of some commenters, the real value of an event like this is not only getting noticed by Kai, but also proving you can hold your own.
And that's the bigger thing. Like, a lot of these motherfuckers trying to wait for the opportunity to come to them instead of just grinding, just going hard on bro.
Build connections and stay active even when things do not go your way. Others pushed back and said people were being too harsh. But either way, the discussion kept growing because the footage and reactions gave everyone something to argue about. So now the conversation is bigger than the auditions themselves. It has turned into a larger debate about what creators think success is supposed to look like, and whether some people are chasing a spotlight without fully understanding the work that comes with it.
Massive crowd has gathered outside State Farm Arena for a chance to get inside Kai Cenat's Streamer University. And that crowd has apparently packed the entrances outside of the arena to the point that Atlanta police have responded to keep things under control.
A lot of people online said the safer move would have been to have everyone submit a video with their application, then do video interviews from there. That way, the whole process would have been a lot more controlled and a lot less chaotic. And honestly, it is easy to understand why people were so eager. Getting into Streamer University could genuinely be a life-changing opportunity, and nobody is really denying that. But some attendees seem to take things too far and forget that a spot was never guaranteed to anyone. Then there was the trash. After the event wrapped up, videos started making the rounds, showing the streets covered in garbage. The wild part is that trash cans were nearby, yet the area still looked completely wrecked, and that is why so many people reacted so strongly online. At the same time, it is fair to say not everyone there acted irresponsibly, and you cannot pin the whole situation on every single person who showed up. Now, after everything already said, some people might think this is just a defense of Kai. It is not. But on some of the other complaints, the reality has to be kept in view because Kai Cenat is one person, and the audition drew thousands of people. What exactly was he supposed to do? spend 10 seconds with each person and somehow make that work, that simply was not realistic. And another streamer even pointed that out. Kai was not the only one involved in auditioning creators either.
People don't realize at the thing, because I saw a lot of clips, not everybody gets interviewed by Kai. If you've seen the way that these work, a lot of people are also getting interviewed by the team that is helping sort applications. Does that make sense? So like, even though it looks like Kai is only going through bigger streamers, they're also going through smaller streamers as well, and then they're picking out applications, but not everybody is getting all the way to be like, okay, we're gonna go do content with Kai, you know what I mean? Because he's one person. You can't have one person get through 2,000 people in a line. It's just literally not possible unless you gave everybody 10 seconds, and then everybody would be like, oh, but it's not getting it.
Kai's management team and other staff members were also reportedly interviewing people behind the scenes, which honestly makes a lot more sense when you think about how the whole thing was set up. And one thing people keep overlooking is that these live auditions were not only about picking creators. According to online discussion, the interviews themselves were part of the content too. Every awkward moment, every funny exchange, and every clip that started spreading online was helping build more hype around Streamer University. And in that sense, it is hard to blame Kai for leaning into that energy.
Oh! Oh! Are you serious? I know Tonto, gang. Yes, you are, gang. I know Tonto.
He is a streamer, and that is really the whole point of streaming. If anything, the fact that people are still talking about the auditions now suggests the strategy worked. The truth is, no matter how well the event is organized, there is no way Kai could personally interview thousands of streamers himself, and that is probably the part people keep missing. A lot of creators are treating Streamer University like some kind of shortcut to success, as if getting picked automatically turns someone into the next major streamer. But that is not how it works, because if it were a guaranteed path to fame, every creator from last year's class would be huge by now, and that is clearly not the case. Most people are not entertaining enough to keep streaming for hours on end. It is true that the ones who use the exposure wisely have grown a lot, but not everyone did. At the end of the day, viewers do not really care whether someone attended Streamer University. They care whether that person is entertaining, funny, or can keep them watching. If this breakdown helped put the auditions into perspective, like, subscribe, share, and comment on how you think.
Man, shit. Shit, man. Damn it. Kai Cenat. Shit, nigga. At least tell motherfuckers like it's only a few slots left. Damn, don't have them motherfuckers out there waiting like that. Shit, nigga. That's all I'm gonna say with that.